Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, we have an update on the Tom Stead Bridge. The county is ready to help with your spring cleaning, and we have details on ways to save time at the airport. Later on in the program, Joanne Magley talks with Jessica Winterwerp with Volusia County's Coastal Division. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. A year and a half after construction began on the new Tom Stead Veterans Memorial Bridge in Daytona Beach, the pile driving is almost complete and concrete arches are rising.
Piles are in excess of 100 feet in length, as we talked about before. They're coming in on trucks, and then when they get here, you can see the cranes behind me. They'll unload them, and in a lot of cases, they're going out to the water on the barges. So pretty intense work, but the guys are progressing very well on the job.
According to Rook, the bridge will have 14 foundation piers and 2 abutments within. In addition, approximately 4,000 cubic yards of concrete and 302 tons of reinforcing steel have been placed in the foundation piers. This phase is about 35% complete. The $38 million bridge will be the first of its kind in Florida to feature a concrete archway design. When complete in late 2019, it will also be the first of its kind to pay a unique tribute to local veterans with 28 scenic overlooks commemorating conflicts in America's military history. It also has fishing piers on both sides of the river. The bridge project began in June of 2016 and is expected to be complete this summer of 2019.
Bridge is going to be a beautiful, beautiful bridge, a lot of aesthetics. A great tribute to the veterans of our country. In the end, it's going to be great. And actually, the community, I mean, has been really good. I mean, as you see when you come out, everybody's working together. It's been good so far.
As work continues on the new bridge, fundraising for the proposed adjacent Veterans Memorial Plaza continues. Donations to the fund will be used to construct the proposed $1.2 million plaza, which will be built on the northwest side of the bridge. Donations can be made at different levels and include the purchase of bricks that will be part of the memorial. For more information about the Veterans Memorial Bridge and the proposed Veterans Memorial Plaza, and to view bridge construction photos, you can visit veteransmemorialbridge.com. TSA will host a pre-check enrollment event at Daytona Beach International Airport March 19th through the 23rd. The TSA PreCheck office is located in the baggage area opposite the rental car counters. The program allows participating flyers to experience a more efficient airport screening process by leaving on shoes, light jackets and belts, and leaving laptops and compliant liquids in carry-on bags. Passengers must pre-enroll and schedule an appointment at idento.com. During the on-site enrollment process at Daytona Beach International Airport, applicants must show documentation proving identity and citizenship. Then they will be fingerprinted for a background check. The $85 application fee can be paid by credit card, money order, company check, or certified cashier's check. Cash and personal checks are not accepted. Jay Cassens, Director of Business Development for Daytona Beach International Airport, said having the enrollment event here is an added convenience for passengers.
Instead of going to one of the larger airports where you're going to have to pay for parking and pay for gas and travel down to a larger facility, you can come here to Daytona Beach, park for free, get the TSA PreCheck enrollment done, and you're out the door in a couple minutes.
Successful applicants will receive a known traveler number, or KTN, via U.S. mail within 45 days that is valid for 5 years. The enrollee should enter the KTN when booking travel reservations. More than 150 airports, including Daytona Beach International, have dedicated TSA PreCheck lanes. Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, JetBlue Airways, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, and Virgin America are participating air carriers. For more information, you can visit flydab.com and click on the TSA PreCheck banner. Food pantries can be a lifeline for individuals and families. In this Community Health Matters segment, Dr. Holly Smith shows us how the Department of Health is helping local food pantries to connect with resources that can help them help others. And that includes education on spotting healthy and not so healthy food choices.
Breakfast. They say it's the most important meal of the day, and participants in the Meet Up and Eat Up workshop at the Department of Health learn how to make sure their breakfast is healthy. The workshop's audience is a bit unique. Attendees work or volunteer in food pantries across Volusia County. The pantries can be a lifeline for families who run out of food or money for food before the end of the month. This workshop offers pantry workers information to help those families make healthy choices when shopping the pantry shelves.
Looking at statistics in the state of Florida, especially the rate of diabetes, we have 13% of adults with diabetes and we have 38% of adults with prediabetes. So that's kind of the catalyst of why we want to put on a workshop like this. We want to make the food pantry a healthy environment for clients, and we also want the staff of the food pantry who works very hard to have tools to keep themselves healthy too.
Some may consider this an out-of-the-box concept. The Department of Health teams with Second Harvest Food Bank and the University of Florida Extension Service to share information on what they have to offer food banks to help the food banks serve those in need and do it in a nutritious way. And that education can start with donations. Typically, you hear food banks are looking for non-perishable food items. Boxes of sugary cereals and processed foods fall into that description. But if you know what you're looking for, you can find more nutritious food in a box or a can. To help pantries get healthy donations to stock their shelves, volunteers are given a list of nutritionally dense foods to request from donors. These are healthy foods that can stay on a shelf at a pantry until it's picked up by someone in need. Even without a list to guide them, workers learn how to spot healthy and not so healthy items.
There's a lot of options on the shelf and there's a lot of processed foods out there. So just a little education towards reading the food labels, knowing what to look for in the ingredient list, and finding the healthier option. It's not always obvious.
New food labels can help shoppers spot the best options. For example, the new nutrition labels show exactly how many added grams of sugar are in a product. The old label did not break out added sugars from natural sugars, and it did not tell you what % of your daily allotment of sugar that portion is. Here's what you should look for.
A good rule of thumb is the 5-20 rule. If it's got 5% or less of a nutrient that you're trying to avoid, like sugar, saturated fat, sodium, you want to look for that 5%. That would be a nice number. You can fit that into your diet. If it's 20% or over, that means it's high in that nutrient or that item. So if it's something bad, like salt, sugar, or fat, you want to look for another product if it's 20% or more.
This is an example of the old nutrition label versus the new nutrition label. And if you look at the sugars on the old label, it doesn't tell you what % these 3 grams are of your total diet, nor does it tell you which ones are added sugar. On the new label, you can see that it's 10 grams of added sugars. That's 20% of the total daily value, and this product is one you should avoid. The new labels show you how much you're getting of the bad stuff and even some good stuff like fiber, but sugar is of particular interest.
The research shows that added sugar, it increases obesity, which heart disease, diabetes, insulin resistance. So we're looking to decrease added sugar. When it comes to natural sugar that you see in your fruit and also in milk and yogurt, those are actually very healthy foods, and you don't want to be eliminating that from your diet. The fruit is just the opposite research. It shows that it's got protective value, it decreases the risk of heart disease, it has fiber, so it gives you that feeling of fullness, whereas soda, it actually increases your appetite. So there's a lot of issues with the added sugar in soda versus the fruit that's giving you all that nutritional value.
This is 22 teaspoons of added table sugar. That's the average daily intake in an American diet. Those new food labels are going to help you to understand how much added sugar you're having to get you down to the recommended 12 teaspoons of added sugar per day. There are healthy ways to flavor food without added sugar. Add plant-based spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, or vanilla instead of sugar. Fruit also is a good choice. And think about swapping out ingredients. Try salsa in your recipe instead of barbecue sauce, which is loaded with, you guessed it, sugar.
Products that only have a single ingredient, like black beans, are going to be a lot healthier than something that has been sweetened, like your baked beans. So it's just baby steps towards getting that sugar out.
If you'd like more information on the new food labels and how they can help you make healthy choices when you're planning your next meal, log on to the Food and Drug Administration's website at fda.gov. That's fda.gov. For the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County, I'm Dr. Holly Smith.
Spring is here and it's time for some cleaning. Go through your garage and kitchen, look for old hazardous waste materials, and dispose of them properly. Volusia County's Solid Waste Division will sponsor free household hazardous waste collection events in Ormond Beach and DeBary. The events will be at the Ormond Beach Public Works Department on Friday, March 2nd, and at DeBary City Hall on Saturday, March 3rd. The free events will take place from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Our most popular drop-off is the paint. The other would be automotive fluids, household chemicals, pool chemicals, batteries, that would be car batteries or any rechargeable battery, fluorescent bulbs, and anything else you might have laying around your house that's considered a hazardous waste. We do accept sharps, however, they do have to be in the red approved containers, and you will not get your container back.
Only unmixed household hazardous waste is accepted, and businesses are not eligible for free disposal during these collection events. And if you aren't able to make it to the drop-off events, residents may bring household hazardous waste to the Tomoka landfill in Port Orange or the West Volusia transfer station in DeLand year-round for free disposal. These facilities also provide a paint exchange program and electronic waste recycling for residents without charge. For more information about household hazardous wastes and the paint exchange program, please visit volusia.org/recycle.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. I've always wanted to be.
Let's join Community Information Director Joanne Magley in the studio with her guest, Jessica Winterwarp, Director of Volusia County's Coastal Division.
Thanks, Amber. Well, we are geared up for beach season here in Volusia County, and whether it's spring break vacationers, people here for special events, the snowbirds, or just residents taking in the great weather, there's a lot new going on at the beach. So joining us to talk about all of it is Jessica Winterwarp, the Director of the county's Coastal Division. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Joanne.
Thanks for being here today. So first, let's get an update on general coastal conditions. You know, we talked to you in early January because we had that crazy weather going on the first week of January, which really caused a lot of damage to the sand, to our dune system. It affected walkways, it affected showers, and then also we're still recovering from 2 hurricanes. So where are we at with some of the major repairs from these recent weather events?
So Hurricane Matthew left us pretty rough off. We had 21 dune walkovers that were determined complete losses that we had to rebuild from scratch in order to meet the new building code requirements along with the current elevation of the beach. We issued those contracts to go under construction late last year. Of those 21, we have 6 open, so we have 15 that are still under construction. Please be patient. I know your favorite beach access may be closed right now, but we're working hard to get those open up within the next month. We spoke earlier this year about the New Year's Day nor'easter event that hit us. We talked about some damages on the beach with losing some stair treads and the loss of our dune system. We've recovered mostly with regards to our infrastructure from those New Year's Day events. I still have 2 walkovers that are shut down because they're ADA walkovers and they can't end in a set of stairs. Mm-hmm. They have to extend down. The biggest change you will probably notice if you're hitting the beach on a beautiful Saturday is that the dunes are no longer there. The beach is lower now because those dunes have been knocked pretty hard by the waves. So what you will notice is your high tides are longer. We close the beach when the tide is too high. We have certain requirements where you have to provide for parking and a driving lane in order to have the beach open for driving. Since the high tides are a longer duration now, it's really good to time your tide events just to make sure you're not going an hour or 2 before high tide or an hour or 2 after high tide, because you might not be able to drive on the beach.
So let's talk now about the beach access ramps for vehicles. Recently, your team opened 6 new ramps, and you have 1 more that'll be coming open. Take us back to how these new ramps came on board.
Well, we've got 7. One of those is the Williams Avenue beach ramp that was rocked pretty hard by Hurricane Matthew. It was damaged significantly. We have to rebuild it. We opened up 6 additional ramps that have not been open for quite some time, probably in about 5 years. Those are options for mostly your Ormond Beach and your Daytona Beach area. You've got some ramps that you may not know are even ramps. I recommend everybody go to our website and pull up the latest active map, and then you might find a new hidey hole that maybe just about that you can get on the beach faster. Starting in April, we're going to do our pass holder only ramps, where each municipality, with the exception of Ponce Inlet, will have a pass holder only ramp. So that will kind of incentivize our patrons to get their annual passes so you can bypass the line. You don't have to wait for somebody to buy their annual pass in front of you. You can zip right on through with everybody else. We are going to do pop-up tents at 3 of our larger ramps that cater to our locals. Flagler Avenue will have a pop-up tent, 3rd Avenue and Dunlawton Avenue will all have pop-up tents at the base of the ramp, so that should you want to buy your annual pass at that time, at those 3 ramps, you will be ushered forward to the pop-up tent, and then you'll be able to purchase it on the beach, and that will help everybody behind you get on the beach faster.
And so will these pop-up tents be there for the duration of the season?
Yes. We're going to start before May 1st. We're going to put them in some strategic locations, kind of our higher volume locals ramps. And then starting on May 1st, we're going to have a pop-up tent at the base of every ramp, so that starting May 1st, you don't have to wait in line to get your beach pass. You go through the toll booth, and then at the bottom of the ramp, you can complete your annual pass transaction.
And last year, when we had our 3 new members of the county council come on board, it was an initiative of the entire council to get quicker access to the beach. And so that's what brings us to where we are now, where you actually were able to do these 6 of the ramps a lot sooner than what the council was initially looking for.
Our goal was April 1st. Some of the outside factors that impacted that goal is weather. Obviously, the winter season for us can be heaven or hell. And we also had to purchase new toll booths. And anytime you purchase an asset like that, takes a while to make and fabricate and transport, you need to put some fluff in there just to cover your bases so you don't miss a deadline. We were able to hit everything worked out perfectly, and we were able to open on February 16th, and we got the green light from management, open them as quick as possible, so that's what we did. They're open. We had a great response on our first weekend. Once we can get the word out there that, the locals, maybe you can get to the same location and not have to go through Dunlawton.
Right.
It might get you there faster, and you can still be in front of your favorite resort.
So one of the challenges that you deal with on a daily basis is keeping the beach clean, and we're always trying to remind the public of the various trash cans, recycle cans that are located here and there. But starting last year, you actually started doing a tougher push, a bigger push to encourage the trash cleanup. So what's new this year, and what should people look for to help keep the beach clean?
We've gotten a lot of feedback. Part of council's direction was get the folks on the beach faster. Recently, we also increased the daily pass up to $20, and that was supposed to support a greater effort and a higher level of service on our beaches with regards to litter collection and cleanup, and also our education efforts. What we're doing this year that's a little bit different than last year is we are increasing our trash cans again. We will have trash cans at every single beach ramp, so as you leave the beach, there will be a place that you can just drop your trash off on the way out. You don't have to walk all the way up to the dune line to throw your trash away. We are bringing more beach carts on the beach that their specific job is to collect trash. They will not only be doing trash cans, but they will be approachable. If you have your bag of trash, maybe you finished your public subs and you're ready to throw it away, and you see the beach cart guy, feel free to give him your trash and he'll be more than happy to throw it away for you. We're also putting more feet on the ground earlier. As you know, when it is sea turtle season, vehicles can't go on the beach until after our sea turtle inspections have been done, so that we can document, how many turtles laid nests that night. So we can still put feet on the ground, although we can't put vehicles on the ground. So some of our core areas, like the Daytona Beach Boardwalk area, as well as the Flagler Avenue core area, we're gonna have folks on the beach walking and picking up trash before the vehicles are allowed on there. Let's say there's a special event at a certain resort and they just happen to be a high litter creator. We're gonna go ahead and triage some porters to that location first thing in the morning so we can get there before our patrons get there. A lot of folks tend to put their trash under their car and forget about it because the wind doesn't blow it. Be proactive. We have trash bags that are available upon request at the toll booths. Feel free to ask for a trash bag, tie it up in a knot, and stick it out by the travel lane. We'll be more than happy to pick it up for you.
And it's everybody's beach, and we encourage people to participate in either their own beach cleanup or when the county has a sponsored beach cleanup, and that information again is on our website if people want to take it upon themselves to do something fun to help keep the beach clean. You mentioned beach passes earlier. How else can people buy their annual passes in addition to the pop-ups that you mentioned? How else can people get passes?
So the easiest way is to go online, VolusiaBeachPass.com. Purchase your beach pass online. You'll get a voucher that you can take to a toll booth, and they'll verify some information. They'll scan your pass, and you'll be ready to roll. Converting over to renewable passes has really started saving us time this year in the line because we've removed the sticking part. We don't have to scrape your windshield. We take the razor blades away from your windshield. The time to sell an annual pass doesn't take much more than that of selling a daily pass.
So we were talking about beach access and driving on the beach, but there are a lot of off-beach parking opportunities for people as well that don't cost anything. You have, you manage all the off-beach, the beachfront parks, and that information is on the web too, along with the map of where people can drive. But that's a good alternative for folks who maybe want a different type of beach experience.
It's really good for families too. Typically, if you have an off-beach parking lot, you have a large concentration of beachgoers in one area. So what that does is it automatically tells beach safety we need to have a lifeguard right there to cater towards the 100, 150 parking spaces that cater to that one section. Usually we have amenities at our off-beach parking lots and our beach parks that you may not find on the beach. I know we get some feedback that showers on the beach typically are on the sand just to prevent algae, but in the parks, we're allowed to maintain them. So you can shower all your gear off, you can have the kids right there. Some places we have playgrounds. Sunsplash Park, we're doing a real revamp this year. We're getting a brand new splash pad that we're very excited about. It will be open in time for Easter.
Okay.
And spring break holiday.
Recently new playground there as well.
Brand new playground. We are revamping the vegetation. It may look a little drab right now, but we're waiting for the final frost to come through, and we're going to completely re-landscape the park. Restrooms are getting redone. It's really going to be, we're bringing it back to be a jewel of the city again. So it's going to be one of our flagship parks.
And so before you leave, what else do you have coming up in the Coastal Division that you might want to let people be aware of?
So last year we talked about our boardwalk at Smyrna Dunes Park. We are getting ready to finish that project up, and I'm super excited about it. This is going to be one of the best amenities that we have in our county, hands down. Fully ADA accessible with a fishing pier, inlet shoreline, picnic tables that you can watch the ocean under. It's just a beautiful area to spend time with your family and your friends. And once we're done, this is going to be one of the best parks in the state. And
it's worth going to a different location. Than if you live in Ormond, it's worth to take a drive to New Smyrna. Go someplace different. I live on the east side. I went to Gemini Springs the other day. Something different. Really, it's wonderful to see what's been done there at that park.
We're also getting ready to do some big work down at Mary McLeod Bethune Beach Park, which is also another hidden gem. A lot of folks may not have this park on their radar, but it's a quiet little nook. It's just north of our Cape Canaveral entrance. We have sand volleyball courts, we have playgrounds,
lots of amenities.
We have a basketball court, we have pickleball courts, we have a fishing pier, we have restrooms, we have dedicated lifeguards at our beach accesses, and we are looking at putting in a kayak launch very soon. One of the best sunsets can be had at Mary McLeod Bethune Beach Park.
All right, well, great information again as always. Jessica Winterwerp, Director of the county's Coastal Division, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.